because I know my parents obviously have been working hard to make sure that I do better than them, whatever doing better means. But I know that I sit down and think about, well, what if there's certain things that I value differently than they do? So then, like, my definition of better changes. Like, does that get accounted in like the data that if someone chooses to do X with their life, that counts as success because their parents made it possible for them to have a choice, you know?
I don't necessarily know if upward mobility sort of, I mean, I guess stereotypically it has a lot to do with sort of like, you know, where you're from, but I think it definitely is on a case-to-case basis.
For some folks, they're not even necessarily worried about a tangible side of success, whatever the definition might be, money, whatever, property, education. They're like more focused on how quickly they can get to a point of seeming or looking successful.
Yes, if you are Googled, like, does your name come up? I don't know, I guess it depends. My mother was incarcerated when I was 12, and my father raised me.
I guess I never had to worry too much about bare necessities and anything like that. Real thankful for that. I came home and I knew there was going to be food in the fridge.
My father had his first kid at 16, so I think his priorities at 23, having then I think 2 children and a wife, were providing for a family. I guess we definitely think of, you know, providing for one another, but it's also just work, and we work together. So I think
that's funny. I mean, because when my dad, he was about 22 or 23 when he came to America, like, and started like school and like, you know, working. It's fair to say that his priorities were very different than my priorities are now. Our ability
to be artists is definitely
to choose to be artists is totally a privilege. Like that's not
a privilege. It's not even plausible.
It's not plausible. Yeah.
How are you gonna make money?
Yeah. It doesn't.
How are you gonna make money?
It doesn't make any sense outside of a certain type of mode of thought.
I think exposure is the largest factor in mobility, because if you're exposed to certain things and you're exposed to how to achieve them, be it internships or just mentors or something like that, or your parents, then you have a better chance of achieving it.
When you're a kid and like some other kid on the playground does some cool trick and everyone's amazed, and then they show how they did it, and it's so simple, and everyone starts doing it, right? So it's still amazing, but now everyone else also knows how to do this amazing thing, right? And so then everybody's like, you know, like the water rises for all the boats, you know, in the shore.
My dad always told me that. He was like, you know, you going to college, your children will be better off. Mm-hmm. You're not going to be the one. You're like the first generation. My kids will be the ones with like the easy existence. They will benefit from everything.
From our parents.
Yes. So it's a matter of what I do at this point.